She thought freedom would taste sweet, like relief, like victory, like finally choosing herself. She imagined posting smiling photos, wine in hand, captions about independence and healing. Instead, it's 2 a.m. Her phone glows in the dark, and she's watching the man she left live the life she thought she was walking toward. She's 42 now, alone in a quiet house that suddenly feels too big. She scrolls through her ex-husband's Instagram again. Paris, the exact trip she begged for during their entire marriage. He never had time back then. Now he has time, money, energy, and someone new. He looks different, thinner, sharper, more confident, dressing better, standing taller, smiling in ways she hasn't seen in years. And the realization creeps in slowly, then all at once. She didn't escape from him. She activated him. Her leaving forced him to level up. The criticism stopped. The constant dissatisfaction disappeared. And the man she spent years trying to change changed the moment she walked away. Now another woman gets the upgraded version, the version she always wanted. While she's left with dating apps, empty wine bottles, and nights that stretch on with no one waiting for her. The hardest part isn't losing him. It's realizing she created the man she'll never have again. She thought divorce meant freedom. But what if it was the beginning of something far colder? Because the reality that hits divorced women over 40 comes fast, and it doesn't care about fantasies. The reality check doesn't arrive gently. It comes fast, and it comes brutal. For years, she told herself single life would be better. More freedom, more excitement, more options. She imagined late nights out, spontaneous trips, men lining up to give her what her husband failed to provide. Instead, freedom feels like nobody caring if she comes home. Excitement is sitting alone on Friday nights, refreshing her phone. And those better men she was so sure were waiting, they're not waiting. They're choosing women 15 years younger. Dating at 42 isn't dating at 25. The attention is thinner. The patience is gone. The leverage she once had has quietly disappeared. The apps feel different now. Fewer matches, shorter conversations. Men who vanish mid-sentence. Men who want intimacy without commitment. And slowly, painfully, the truth starts to settle in. The marketplace didn't open up for her after divorce. It narrowed. She didn't step into abundance. She stepped into competition with her younger self and lost. She thought the grass was greener. Instead, she discovers it was artificial the entire time, pretty from a distance, dead up close. But nothing hurts like seeing who benefits from this reality. Because while she's adjusting to rejection, her ex is adjusting to a whole new life. She tells herself she's fine with it, that she's happy for him, that people grow after divorce. But that lie doesn't survive the images. He's in better shape now, not just thinner, disciplined. The workouts he never cared about suddenly became routine. He dresses differently too. Clothes that fit, style that looks intentional. The man she once called average now turns heads. And then there are the trips, weekend getaways, flights, smiling airport photos. The kind of experiences she begged for and was told were unnecessary. Now he plans them effortlessly, just not with her. And the thought she tries to push away becomes impossible to ignore. Why couldn't he be this man with me? The truth stings because it's simple. He didn't change for the new woman. He changed because the weight was gone. No constant criticism, no walking on eggshells, no pressure to prove he was enough and still failing. Her absence didn't break him, it released him. And sitting alone, watching him become everything she wanted. For someone else, she realizes something that terrorizes her. She wasn't his motivation. She was his resistance. But here's the part most women refuse to look at. He didn't become better in spite of the divorce. He became better because of it. She kept telling herself one thing: if he really loved me, he would have changed. That sentence becomes her shield. But now, watching from the outside, another truth starts to emerge, and it's harder to swallow. He wasn't unmotivated. He was emotionally exhausted. Every effort he made was met with criticism. Every improvement was followed by "why now?" Every attempt at romance was picked apart instead of appreciated. Over time, his enthusiasm died. Not because he didn't care, but because caring never seemed to be enough. The divorce didn't create a new man. It removed the environment that was draining him. With her gone, the noise stopped. Expectations softened. Appreciation replaced pressure. And men thrive in peace. So the man who felt invisible before suddenly feels seen. The man who felt like nothing he did was right now feels valued. And in that space, effort comes back naturally. Not forced, not demanded. She tells herself, he could have done this all along. But what she misses is crucial. He couldn't be that man with her. And while he's rebuilding in peace, she's about to step into a world that does not forgive the same mistakes. The divorce papers are signed. She expects relief. Instead, reality tightens around her fast. She thought single life meant options, possibilities, men who would finally give her what she deserved. But the dating world she steps into feels colder. At 25, attention came easily. Texts stacked up. Men competed. At 42, silence competes with hope. Matches are fewer. Conversations fade without explanation. Men disappear as quickly as they arrive. She meets three types now. The recently divorced men, guarded and distant. The bitter ones, angry at women altogether. And the players, charming, smooth, and never staying. Commitment is rare. Consistency is rarer. Why told to do? She leads with strength, independence, accomplishments. Her dating profile reads like a resume. Career-driven, educated, homeowner, well-traveled, self-made. She believes this is what men respect, what will make them take her seriously. But respect isn't desire. Men scroll past quietly, not angry, not intimidated, just uninterested. Because most men aren't looking for a competitor. They're not searching for a partner who feels like work. They want ease, warmth, femininity. A woman whose presence lowers stress, not raises it. Her success impresses her circle. It validates her identity, but it doesn't spark attraction. And when men choose younger women who bring less status but more softness, she feels confused, even offended. She tells herself men are threatened. The truth is simpler. They just want peace. And when attention fades, something dangerous replaces confidence. Entitlement. Her standards don't adjust, they harden. She still wants the top-tier man. Tall, successful, emotionally available, drama-free. But she's no longer offering what that man is choosing. She ignores the men who would commit. The dependable ones, the kind ones, the ones who show up consistently. They feel boring. Instead, she chases men who keep her guessing. Late replies feel exciting. Inconsistency feels like chemistry. Peace makes her uncomfortable now. Stability feels flat. She calls this knowing her worth. But it's really refusing to look inward. Because lowering standards means admitting something painful. That the leverage she once had is gone. And this is where the pattern locks in. Good men exit quietly. Chaos stays loud. The pattern becomes obvious to everyone but her. The man who adores her feels desperate. Too available. Too eager. She says there's no spark. But the man who barely texts back, that one keeps her awake. Keeps her checking her phone. Keeps her emotionally invested. She mistakes anxiety for attraction, uncertainty for passion. So she leans in, initiates more, explains herself, chases. And every time she does, his effort drops. Because desire can't be negotiated, and attention given too freely loses its value. She wonders why men don't pursue anymore, not realizing she's been doing the chasing. The men who would move mountains for her walk away quietly. The men who offer crumbs become the ones she obsesses over, and slowly, painfully, she trains herself to accept less. While telling herself she deserves more, then something changes. The messages stop altogether. The options disappear. The noise fades. No more notifications. No more late-night conversations that go nowhere. Just long stretches of silence she can't scroll past. Couples drift away. Married friends stop inviting her. Single friends are busy fighting their own battles. Her world shrinks, and without distractions, the comparisons begin. She checks his profile again and again. Every photo feels intentional. Every smile looks earned. Every milestone confirms the fear she's been running from. He didn't fall apart without her. He flourished. Her leaving didn't damage him. It refined him. And the realization settles deep in her chest. She wasn't the reason he struggled. She was the reason he was heavy. Now she's sitting alone with questions that don't have comforting answers. What if the problem wasn't the marriage? What if it was me? And that question changes everything. At some point, the excuses stop working. She can't blame timing anymore, or bad luck, or the wrong men. The pattern is too clear. The marriage she called a prison was structure. The husband she called boring was stable. The life she believed was holding her back was actually holding her together. She didn't lose herself in that marriage. She lost perspective after leaving it. The man didn't become better for someone else because she wasn't enough. He became better because someone else didn't make him feel like he was never enough. That realization hurts more than loneliness ever could, because regret isn't loud, it's quiet, permanent. It shows up in moments no one sees. Late nights, empty homes, scrolling through a life that was once hers. She thought freedom would save her, but freedom without gratitude turned into isolation. And the hardest truth of all finally settles in. She didn't walk away from the wrong man. She walked away from the right one, and understood it only after it was too late. Have you witnessed this happen? Have you lived it or caused it? The comments are open. Let's talk about the truth most people avoid.